Hello everyone, this is Noobsan commentating my first replay. I have mentioned this a few times in my blog that I will be trying now to commentate a few replays. Now, before I move on to the pro stuff and offend a bunch of people, I'm gonna start with one of my own replay just to get a feel of how things works, etc., etc. Now, this is a replay I played a few days ago versus a Protoss player called the Tenderfoot. He's a Protoss player, obviously at this point, we can see, on this map called Scrap Station. Now, this is a very unique map in a way that there's a vast walking distance between the two bases for each player. Now, what a Protoss player do a lot in this map at my level are Ray Rush at around 7 to 8 minutes. What they'll do is they'll build up some basic defense units such as Zealots and Stalkers, and then they'll build 2 to 3 Stargates and then Ray Rush you. As you can see, the distance between the two bases are actually quite small. As a result, Ray Rush can be devastating and deadly. Now, I'm the Terran player over here, the blue player. What you have seen here is I have built a barrack off my base on his side of the map. That gives me a little advantage over the distance, walking distance from my barrack to the enemy base. Now, the reason why I'm building it over here is that usually when people scout, their probe will go from this area and over here. So that case, he will not see me unless he decides to go around the map to see if I build anything like this. So far, there are no scouts on each side. He's not scouting me for whatever reason. I'm not scouting him for obvious reasons that I am actually building a barrack over here. I'm not sure if he's suspicious of this action or not, but usually for players in my skill level, which is silver, and we are not really too good at scouting. Now let's see what Tenderfoot had built at this point. He's built a gateway at about 2 minutes. 2 gateways actually. He's going to be pumping some Zealots up pretty soon. Income wise, we're both doing quite okay. Well, actually, he's doing really good at 520 minerals. I'm doing 280. Now, a standard build for Terran players to go barrack first at 9th or 8th supply is that we don't have a lot of SCVs mining, which is why in the beginning we're really behind in terms of minerals. However, the reason this is here is because I'm going to have 2 Reapers coming out very soon to do some harassment, just to see if I can slow his movement down a little bit. At this point, I am guessing that he's gonna go raid. That's what I guess in the game as well. So I have put up some defensive strategies, but it's not at this point. So far, I'm just using Reapers. Now, a successful Reaper rush can deter or slow a Protoss players from getting the race too fast. But we'll see how it plays out. So far, he's got 1 Zealots. Both parties has no unit lost. He's got 200 minerals and 100 now. I am sitting at 55 minerals. As you can see, I have a lot less minerals than he has at any given time. Resource-wise, he's doing quite well at 120 with 1. Sorry, yeah, he's sitting at 150 and with 150 gas. I'm sitting 150 with 68 gas. I spent some gas on creating my Reapers. Income-wise, he's got 17 probes versus my 16 SCVs. As you can see here, something's going on. I sent my SCV over here to build myself a bunker. Now, I do not think that this bunker will succeed, but I just want to draw the Zealots away as my Reapers jump off from the cliff. Now, I have successfully drawn his Zealots away. All the Zealots are going for my SCV. I could have macroed it a little better, but I did not. However, my Reapers did land on the corner and made a few nice kills. 4 probes, 5 probes, 6 probes, 7 probes. At this point, I have no idea why his Zealots did not come. Maybe he was on the way to my base, as we see from the minimap. But he came in the end, chasing my Reapers away. At this point, I could macro a little bit more, try to kill a Zealot, which I believe I did not. But it was worth the try. 2 Reapers, 10 probes. That is going to be a huge slowdown in his economy, which will buy me a lot of time for my armies to build up and do any preventive measures against Ray. At this point, I'm still certain that his Ray is coming up. It's just going to slow him a bit because he's got no stalkers. He just built his cybernetics core. He's researching warp gate. That means he's gonna pump defense units really fast if I rush him. As you can see now, where are my armies actually? At one point I actually have no more armies. At this point, all my armies are gone. I don't know where they are, but they're gone. Okay, oh, here's my Reapers. I parked my Reapers over here. Alright, as you can see, I am starting to build Marauders. At this point, it's a really dangerous move for me, where if he so choose to rush me with all of these Zealots, it would actually take quite a bit of defensive measures. I would have to build Marauders behind my barrack here and send SCVs in here to repair whatever buildings they are attacking. A lot of good players I played actually does that, but due to the unique nature of this particular map, the vast distance covered by walking is just so huge. Most players, for him, and for example, is just not going for it. As you can see, I am rallying all my units at this barrack over here. Now the reason for that is, in case of any movements from the enemy to attack me over here, I will be able to slow them down a little bit and buy me some precious time at the back. Now I did land a scan earlier so that I'm now aware of these stargates. Yep, here's the scan, and I saw the stargates. And what I've done in my base, at this point most Terran players are going, oh man, not those Rays again. I have personally found Rays very annoying units to attack. They have huge attacking range, and I have built so many turrets in the past, and they're just useless against Rays due to their extremely long range. As you can see, a regular turret's range is 7, which is exactly the same as Rays. We'll check on a Ray when one pop out. So far, he has 2 Stalkers, 6 Zealots versus 7 Marauders and 2 Reapers. I believe I am attacking him at this point just to see a bit of what's going on. I send in my Reapers because they actually do a lot of damage versus Zealots. Typical back and forth movements from players at my range. Marauders are very effective against Stalkers, but with Zealots charging at you, you have no choice but to running around. With better macro, you can actually better macro your units to either sides. But with my skill level, I'm basically going back and forth. Now, I do not hope that I can actually do any substantial damage at this point, and it looks like I have stopped to do my basic evasive moves as well. But the idea is I want to see what is going on here. I believe my... Yep, I wanted to see what's going on here, so I actually saw him building Rays, which is really good for me. His Stalkers are chasing my one Marauder, and he killed it. Oh, that's a really, really dirty Stalkers. Anyways, Stalkers are very strong against Marines, in my experience, but they're okay against Marauders. Marauders killed them out pretty fast, actually. At this point, I have very little defensive units, but if you look at my base, I have set up some turrets in these positions in case of 1 or 2 Rays coming in here try to harass my CV. However, one thing I do want to point out for Terran players at my skill level is that you must get the range upgrade, which would be here. It's already completed at this part. That increases your turret's range to 8, which is 1 range more than the Rays. This will give you a tremendous amount of advantage in defending against Rays when they're harassing your base, because I'm pretty sure a lot of Terran players at this point have an understanding with me where Rays can just come in and kill their turrets one at a time, and there's really nothing your turrets can do. But with the range upgrade, as you will see in a bit, that they are actually quite effective against Rays. He's got 1 Ray, 2 Rays. Now 2 Rays is ready. Usually they will do 1 Ray and a second Ray attack if they realize that Terran players don't have any air defensive units. Just Marines alone will not hold these Rays back. But he decided to